Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a connection that could totally flip how you think about your teeth, your mouth, and yeah, your entire health.
So let's just kick things off with a pretty wild question. What if all those nagging, unresolved issues, the chronic fatigue, the brain fog, the digestive problems, what if they don't actually start in your gut or your brain, but in a place you would never ever think to look?
Okay, get this. Some practitioners in the world of biological dentistry are estimating that a jaw-dropping 70 to 90% of all medical problems actually start in the mouth. I mean, that's not a typo. Not 7%, but 70 to 90%. Just let that sink in. It suggests we've been chasing symptoms for years while maybe ignoring the real root cause.
So how on earth is this even possible? Well, it all boils down to one simple but profound fact. Your mouth is not some isolated island on your head. Nope. It is intricately electrically wired to your entire body.
Here's the key concept. According to this bioenergetic framework, every single tooth you have is sitting on what's called an acupuncture meridian. Just think of it like a dedicated electrical circuit, a wire that connects that one tooth directly to specific organs, glands, and tissues somewhere else in your body.
And these connections are incredibly specific. It's wild. For instance, a problem in a wisdom tooth could be sending a bad electrical signal right down the line to your heart. Got an issue with a molar? That could be affecting your thyroid or pancreas. Your front teeth? They're wired into your kidneys and adrenal glands. It's basically a complete roadmap of your body, and it's all right there in your mouth.
Now, this whole idea gets really clear and, frankly, a bit scary when we look at one of the most common dental procedures out there, the root canal.
So picture this. It's the 1920s. This pioneering dentist, Dr. Weston Price, he discovers something absolutely horrifying. He could take a root canal tooth from a person, implant it under the skin of a rabbit, and that rabbit would develop the exact same disease as the human, whether it was heart disease, arthritis, you name it.
Okay, so for decades, this research was basically swept under the rug. But then, fast forward. A chemist named Dr. Boyd Haley decided to put Price's old work to the test with modern technology. He tested thousands of root canal teeth, and his findings? Unequivocal. 100% of them were toxic. They contained poisons as potent as botulism, poisons that literally shut down our cells' ability to make energy.
And this kind of research has led some authorities in cardiovascular prevention to make a claim that is just, well, it's mind-blowing, that the #1 cause of a heart attack isn't cholesterol, but maybe a hidden infection silently leaking into the bloodstream from a dead tooth. So you're probably wondering, how does this actually happen? Well, a root-canaled tooth is technically a dead tooth. It's dead tissue left in your body. And what happens to dead tissue? It becomes a perfect little incubator for bacteria. Researchers have found that some of these bacteria are specialists at inflaming the lining of our arteries, which is, the very definition of coronary artery disease. And the story doesn't stop with heart disease. One researcher studying cancer patients found that 96% of them had an infected tooth on the exact same meridian circuit as their primary cancer. But get this, the breast cancer connection is even more specific. 98% of women with breast cancer had a root canal in a molar on the very same side as their tumor, the same teeth that are wired to the breast tissue meridian.
But listen, root canals are not the only hidden threat we need to talk about. There's something else, something that might be even more common, and it's called a cavitation.
So what on earth is a cavitation? The easiest way to think about it is as a hidden pocket of gangrene right inside your jawbone. It can form after a tooth is pulled, like a wisdom tooth, if the little ligament that holds the tooth in place isn't totally removed. This can stop the bone from healing right, leaving this void that just fills up with nasty bacteria and toxins.
And you might think, oh, that's probably pretty rare. Well, think again. One study looked at 5,000 wisdom tooth extraction sites, and you're not going to believe how many of them healed properly. Just one. One. The other 4,999? Yep, they'd all become cavitations.
The real danger here is all about location, location, location. These infected sites are often sitting right up against major cranial nerves, the superhighways that go directly to your brain. This constant drip of biotoxins can seriously mess with your nervous system and might even be a hidden trigger for autoimmune conditions like Hashimoto's, where the body seems to be attacking itself for no reason.
Okay, so after all of that, which I know is a lot, and it's pretty alarming, what can we actually do about it? Well,
the solution requires a total shift in how we think about dental health. We have to move from the outside in to the inside out.
Let's start with something we all think we understand: cavities. We've all been told the story, right? Sugar sits on your teeth and rots them from the outside. But the bioenergetic view? It flips that script completely. It says a cavity is actually an inside job. It's a symptom of a body that's low on minerals and can't repair its own tissues, including your teeth. The sugar just helps the bacteria take advantage of a structure that was already weak.
And there's a superstar nutrient in this whole internal process: vitamin K2. You can seriously think of it as a traffic cop for calcium in your body. It turns on these little proteins that tell calcium where to go. Hey, go into the bones and teeth, and, just as importantly, where not to go, like the inside of your arteries. Without enough K2, you get this crazy situation called the calcium paradox: weak bones, but hardened arteries.
So the path forward is really a two-pronged attack. First, you've got to find and deal with the source of the infection, and that ideally means working with a biological dentist who uses things like 3D cone beam scans to see what's really going on. But at the very same time, you have to support your body's own incredible ability to heal with great nutrition, detoxification, and getting all those key nutrients dialed in.
Look, at the end of the day, what this all points to is that you just can't have healthy teeth in a sick body. It's not possible. Brushing and flossing are great, but they're not the whole story, not even close. Strong, healthy, resilient teeth are simply the result of a healthy, high-energy metabolism that can maintain its own structures from the inside out.
So the next time you look in the mirror, try to see more than just a smile. See a window, a direct reflection of what's really going on inside your body. And ask yourself, what are my teeth trying to tell me?